So, welcome to part 2 of this 2-part mini-series on overthinking. Today we're going to crack into how to stop overthinking and what are some easy exercises to implement into your life right now in order to become more mindful, to become less caught up in your thoughts of the future or on the past. I hope in the last video you really understood why overthinking is bad, some of the fundamental truths, the type of overthinking, and what are some signs that you're an overthinker. But now let's crack into how to stop. I'm super excited. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure you click the bell icon and everything will be changed in your life, I promise you. So with that being said, let's crack into this. So, before we hop into the exercises, you need to understand the cycle of your thought process, or the cycle of how your thoughts affect your emotion, which affect your action. I'm sorry for all the weird hand signs, but it's true. You have to understand that your thoughts are in a cycle. Your thoughts affect your emotions, and your emotions affect your actions or your behavior. And your behavior affects your thoughts, all right? So it's a whole cycle that you need to catch. So when you have negative thoughts, when you have thoughts, I'm not good enough, when you have thoughts, I'm anxious, when you have thoughts, I'm fearful, I don't know what will happen, those what if thoughts that constantly pecker us during our lives, that stop us from achieving greatness, those what if thoughts, if we constantly have that, it's gonna affect how we feel going into these situations. It's gonna affect how we actually feel about it. We might feel more anxious about it. We might feel more sad about it. We might feel more angry. We might be like, why aren't we like this? Why aren't we this be cool person? Why did I lie to myself? Did I make all these goals in order not to complete it? It affects our emotion, and in turn, we are not as effective. In fact, we are not as efficient as we could have been. We are not as amazing as we could have been. We're not as be cool as we could have been. And we are obviously affected within our action. You may not achieve higher grades. You may not achieve the results you wanted. And obviously this affects your thoughts, and it's a whole negative cycle. It sends you down a whole downward spiral. So something I really want you to catch is, in order to break the cycle, the negative spiral, you have to change one of these things. What do we change? Fundamentally, if we change our thoughts, we will change our emotions, the way we feel, which will change the way we act. So if you can just change the way you think, your thought process, you will change the way you act externally, the way you apply yourself. One of the easiest examples I will give you is one of my friends. Right now, a lot of my friends, or a lot of people my age, are applying for universities. So she wants to enter her dream university, an absolute dream university for business, and that's King's College London. And she wants to apply to King's College London, but she's scared that the grades she'll get aren't gonna be high enough to apply. So she starts thinking every day to herself, I'm not good enough. She starts thinking every day to herself, I didn't study hard enough, I'm not smart enough for this. And because she has these negative thoughts rooted in her psyche already, she ends up feeling very anxious. She cannot focus on the paper, on the exam. And obviously, by that happening, she cannot apply herself as she could have before with her paper, with her exam, and she fails. And if she does that, she just reaffirms, as I said in the last video, your brain wants proof, not promises. You are reaffirming to your brain that you aren't good enough. You are reaffirming, or you are reiterating to your brain, or revalidating to your brain that you aren't smart enough, more intelligent enough. And obviously, your brain will accept this as a fundamental truth, and you will suffer. You will go down this downward spiral. So with that being said, what are some steps you can do? First, change your actions. We're gonna go into this cycle, and instead of starting from thoughts, because I have a lot of friends that think that if they just think positive thoughts, they will have positive action, and that is wrong. If we can just focus, instead of thoughts and emotions, let's start with actions. If you are doing right action every single day, and what do I mean? If you are completing your goals, frequently, the goals that you set each day, I want to do 10 push-ups. If you can just do 10 push-ups, or I want to read 10 pages, or I want to reach out to 10 new people. If you can just do that each day, you're telling your mind, you're giving your mind proof. As I said before, your brain wants proof, not promises. You're giving your mind proof that you are an efficient person. You are that person that's enough, and you will actually overcome. You will actually feel better, which will make your thoughts better, which will affect your actions. So you're actually affecting that cycle, as I was saying before. So some examples of this can be easy things. Something I love doing that makes me feel so much better is donating or doing good things for people. Especially now during coronavirus, there are a lot of people that lost their jobs. There are a lot of charities that find it more difficult now. And I'm not saying that you should do it. You should do it, all right? But I'm not saying that it's something you have to necessarily always be doing, okay? But what I try to do is I try to donate. I try to give. Right now where I am, it's winter, so I try to give as much clothes as I can. I try to give because not only because it helps other people, but also because it makes me feel better. And not because I'm not doing it from a selfish place. I'm doing it from a place genuinely to help people, but it makes me feel better in turn. One of the principles that, in fact, are in the Bible is that my cup runs over. So you give so much that you actually feel way better and your cup runneth over. You get abundance. Something else you could do are brain stimulating tasks. The second thing we can do is change our emotions. So this is less preferable than changing your actions, but you can change your emotions. One of the biggest things that I do to change my emotions, the way I feel about attacking a new task, the way I feel about meeting new people, is watching motivating, inspiring, or knowledgeable things that are on the internet, or reading these things on the internet, or anywhere really, that will make me want to do these things, that will change the way I feel. So I'll just go and watch a video that's motivating me to study, to keep going, to keep trying, and it will change the way I feel. Something that a lot of people, especially people that exercise and gym, is if you have to gym, if you want to have this goal of having abs or the perfect body and you don't know where to start, sometimes to find that motivation is very difficult. So one of the things I do is I listen to music that hypes me up. I listen to music that just gets me ready to go, music that just gives me the energy, and music has been known or has been studied to change your emotion. So sometimes if you listen to sad and anxious and depressing music, you will feel sad, anxious, and depressed, right? Sometimes it's okay to let your emotions go in the music. Sometimes it's okay if you're sad to listen to sad music. That's all right. But sometimes it's not okay, and sometimes it will actually add to your downward spiral. So use music to change your emotions so you can do better. The third thing you can do is become more mindful. So what does it mean to be mindful? It means focusing so intensely on the exact moment or on the present moment, so intensely, so aware of the present moment that every thought of the past or the future becomes kind of stupid, kind of redundant, kind of unnecessary. And so what you do is you become so taken, so immersed in the present moment that thoughts of the past or the future become void. So I'm going to read out a couple of the benefits of being mindful. It reduces stress, it reduces anxiety, it reduces pain that you might feel that you had post-trauma, it reduces depression, insomnia, high blood pressure, even hypertension. It might even reduce that. Big heart palpitations. Sometimes you go and you see a big issue and your heart might beat real fast. Being calm, focusing, being mindful on your task has actually been known to reduce it. And if you're in school or if you're in work, it actually improves your attention, your focus. It decreases burnout, because sometimes we are all on this hustle, we're all on this push to keep going, to keep making it, to keep improving, and sometimes we feel burnout. And taking a break to become mindful, to breathe, and to focus on your breath, and to meditate, and to read, and to pray is great for burnout. It also improves sleep and also daily goal achieving. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna close our eyes. And we're gonna picture our thoughts, our mind, our active mind. We're gonna picture it going all the way down down your spine, all the way down to the bottom of your spine, resting at the bottom of your back. So you as far away from your head as possible. So we're gonna picture, just do it right now. Close your eyes and picture these thoughts, this excessive mind that's always coming at you with new thoughts, all the way going down, down, down to your back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe from there. We're gonna think from our spine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe in for 6 counts. We're gonna hold it for 3. We're gonna breathe out for 6 counts, and we're gonna hold it for 3. Then we're gonna breathe normally. So let's do it right now. We're gonna do this in 3 cycles. Breathe in for 6 counts, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 6. Make sure you make that shh sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your breath for 3. 1, 2, 3. And breathe normally. Breathe normally. Okay, and we're gonna go again. Breathe in for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. And breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. And breathe normally. So you should already be feeling your mind is just gonna be less focused, less active, and you're just gonna be right now focusing on your breath. One last time, make sure you collect any of that energy, any of the thoughts that you might be feeling, and breathe in for 6 counts starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. And breathe normally. I hope that helped. That was one of my favorite exercises. It's called pranic breathing. And it's basically something that I do almost daily to just stop my mind sometimes when I have to lie down, think, where I have to sleep, and I have to put my mind off. Something else that we can do that I learned from Eckhart Tolle in his book, The Power of Now, is focus intensely. Just take moments out of your day to focus intensely on the task you're doing. So what we can do here is we're gonna focus intensely on our senses. So throughout the day, for instance, maybe you're washing your hands. I want you to focus on the 5 senses. What do you feel as you're washing your hands? Feel the water rushing through you. Feel it right now. Just focus on it. Focus on the feelings. What do you smell in the room around you? What do you smell right now? Breathe in. We already did that exercise. What do you taste in your mouth? Does your mouth have the aftertaste of the drink you're having? Maybe you're drinking water. What do you hear? Are there people that are hustling and bustling around you? Do you hear your Zoom call going on right now? Do you hear the traffic outside? What do you hear? And finally, what do you see? Do you see the water? Do you see the individual water particles? The third thing we can do is enter a mental state of flow state. And basically what this is when you focus or you get so immersed in an activity that you're passionate about that everything around you seems to fade away. So this can be any activity that you love doing. This can be running, this can be listening to music, this can be speaking to your friends, but you do it so much that thoughts of what happened in the past or thoughts that of worrying in the future or anxiety just dissipates. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put full focus on that activity that we're passionate about. We're gonna put full focus on exactly these things that we're scared on. So what entering flow state will do is it will put you in a high state of concentration, right? Where you can apply yourself into this task effectively, or into your next task, or into your whole day. What else it'll do is it'll give you a sense of betterment. It'll give you a sense that you're actually achieving. It'll give you a sense of feeling amazing after it. I know that I enter flow state when I pray. I enter flow state where I meditate. I enter flow state especially when I read, where I write, because I'm very passionate about writing. I'm a writer, in fact. So when I write, when I type my next book that I'm working on, you didn't hear that from me. What I do is I enter the state where I'm so focused on exactly what to say, or I'm so focused on how I'm giving value that everything else dissipates. Something else that it does is it helps you with problem solving. If you're a person that, especially if you're doing teamwork, if you're a student or you're a person that does work, just it helps you with problem solving, and it gives your body rejuvenation, especially when you're going through burnout. So the exercise I'm gonna ask you to do, the call of action. And I want you to do this because it's gonna help. And I don't want this video to be super, super long. I know it's really long already, but the call of action is write down 8 things that you love, 8 activities that you love doing. This can be as simple as watching Disney movies on Netflix. This can even be talking to a friend on the phone, or it could be running, or it could be rapping, or it can be singing, or it can be showering. It can be anything you love doing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on what we can do now during quarantine. Like for instance, you can't necessarily go out and meet new people or network or touch people because you have to be at home. You can't necessarily go to the gym. I'm not quite sure with it, depending on where you stay. But what you have to do now is you have to focus on the things you can control, the things you can do at home, reading, for example, writing, and let's do that. So I really hope this video helped you understanding, and I hope this whole 2-part series, mini-series that I've done on overthinking helped you to understand what it is, what are some simple truths, how you can be a person that stops overthinking, how you can intercept your thought process, and how you can become a better, more efficient person. This was AJ Lukau. Remember to like, to subscribe, to share, because there will be so much content that is just aimed at your betterment, that is aimed at you becoming the best you can be. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe.